The average man in his 50s doesn't wake up one morning and realize he's in financial trouble. Because financial trouble at 53 rarely looks like trouble. It looks like a nice house. It looks like a luxury SUV in the driveway. It looks like family vacations, a respectable job title, and dinner conversations where everyone assumes you've made it. And that is exactly why it's dangerous. Because most men don't fall into financial disaster by making one catastrophic decision. They arrive there by making hundreds of reasonable decisions. A bigger house because the family needed more space. A better car because they finally earned it. Private school because they wanted opportunities for their children. A vacation property because life is supposed to be enjoyed. Every decision made sense. Every decision felt deserved. And then one day they look up and realize something terrifying. They earn more money than they ever have in their entire lives. But somehow they feel less financially secure than they did at 35. Today we're going to talk about the 4 biggest financial traps men fall into during their 50s. The traps that quietly destroy retirement plans. The traps nobody warns you about. And why the decade that's supposed to feel like your victory lap can quietly become the most dangerous financial decade of your life. But before we get into the traps, I want to give you one image to carry through this entire video. Imagine walking across a bridge carrying a backpack. At first it feels light. Then you add a few gold bars. A mortgage. A car payment. Private school tuition. Subscriptions. Insurance. Vacation spending. Maybe a boat. Maybe a country club membership. Maybe helping family members financially. Individually, they don't feel heavy. Gold never feels heavy when you add one piece. But eventually you realize something. You're no longer carrying the gold. The gold is carrying you. Most men believe wealth creates freedom. Sometimes wealth-looking decisions create obligations. And obligations have a strange habit. They grow roots. Meet David. David is 52 years old. He earns $185 per year. 25 years ago he would have thought that number meant complete financial freedom. Today he has a $4 mortgage. A luxury car payment. 2 children approaching college. Insurance payments. Home maintenance costs. Credit card balances. After taxes, David brings home around $10 a month. His fixed expenses consume nearly all of it. And that's before groceries. Before restaurants. Before emergencies. David isn't irresponsible. David simply said yes to enough reasonable things. That's the first trap. Your income increased. Your obligations increased faster. And most people don't notice until the gap becomes impossible to ignore. Now here's where things become more dangerous. Most people think retirement is a savings problem. It's not. It's often a timing problem. Imagine 2 men. Both retire with $600. Both earn identical average returns over retirement. On paper they look exactly the same. But one retires and immediately experiences a market decline. Suddenly he isn't just losing money. He's withdrawing money while losing money. That's like trying to fill a bucket while someone drills holes into the bottom. Every withdrawal permanently removes shares that can no longer participate in recovery. And this creates something very few people think about. Average returns can lie. Because the order matters. If the bad years arrive early, retirement becomes dramatically harder. Most people spend decades preparing for retirement while never preparing for the first 2 years after retirement. And those first 2 years can decide everything. Now let me introduce someone. His name is Michael. Michael is 54. Successful by almost every visible standard. Good career. Good income. Nice house. Retirement account growing steadily. From the outside everything looks stable. Then life starts stacking bills. His mother begins needing financial help. His daughter starts college next year. Unexpected medical expenses appear. At the same time, work becomes more uncertain. This is where men in their 50s enter something I call the collision decade. Because several expensive forces start arriving at the same time. Your parents may need support. Your children may still need support. Your own retirement suddenly becomes visible on the horizon. And unlike your 30s, time no longer feels unlimited. Individually, these challenges are manageable. Together, they become overwhelming. Because money problems rarely arrive one at a time. They arrive in groups. That's what catches people. Not the size of one wave. The fact that 3 waves hit simultaneously. Now let's talk about the trap nobody likes discussing. Status. By your 50s, you aren't just earning money anymore. You've built an identity. You are somebody. The executive. The business owner. The manager. The successful guy everyone respects. And maintaining that image quietly becomes expensive. Because status has a monthly payment attached to it. The neighborhood. The car. The watch. The vacations. The lifestyle. Nobody sends you a bill labeled status fee. But you pay it anyway. Let me tell you about 2 men. Both earned around $220 per year. Both started from similar positions. The first man upgraded everything whenever his income rose. Better house. Better car. More expensive vacations. More impressive lifestyle. The second man upgraded selectively. Not because he lacked money. Because he wanted options more than appearances. At 55, the first man looked richer. At 65, the second man was richer. Because one purchased approval. The other purchased freedom. And here's the uncomfortable part. Most people don't realize they're paying the status tax until they've been paying it for 20 years. Now let's go back to Michael. Things eventually became too heavy. He downsized his home. Sold the luxury vehicle. Reduced fixed expenses. Simplified his investments. Stopped trying to look successful. Started trying to become financially unbreakable. And something strange happened. He felt lighter. Because freedom isn't usually created by adding more. It's often created by removing things. That's what most people misunderstand. They think wealth is about accumulation. Sometimes wealth is subtraction. So here's what I want you to do. First, calculate your financial floor. Not your spending. Your floor. Mortgage. Debt payments. Insurance. Subscriptions. Tuition. Anything you must pay every month. Find the number. Because what the world costs you just to stand still matters more than what you earn. Second, stress test your retirement assumptions. Don't ask what happens if everything goes right. Ask what happens if things go wrong first. Because reality rarely follows perfect spreadsheets. Third, audit every invisible cost in your financial life. Fees. Lifestyle obligations. Things you pay for simply because you've always paid for them. Because small leaks become large holes over time. Most men don't drown because they earned too little. Most men drown because they built lives that became too expensive to carry. And here's the tragedy. Almost every piece of that life once felt like success. That's why the trap works. Because achievements are incredibly difficult to recognize as liabilities. The men who retire with options are rarely the men who looked richest at 52. They're usually the men who quietly cut what no longer mattered. The men who stopped polishing the chains. The men who chose freedom over appearance. Because eventually there comes a point where adding more no longer improves your life. It only increases the weight. And if you're somewhere between where you are now and retirement, there is still time. Cut the chains before they start carrying you. I'll see you in the next one.